So, holy shit. Okay, so order blocks. Um, this is basically, I mean, if I look through here, what? I did a video on BWS, market structure, fucking fibs, fair value gaps, inverse value gaps. I mean, after this, we'll do like SMTs and we'll do fucking, like some multiple time frame analysis. But that's about it. I mean, that y'all already know how to trade. So, if you can start utilizing this order block, basically the point of like an order block, and order blocks don't matter. The retracement into the order block is what matters. But if you can start using this concept, you can turn like a $500 trade into 5,000, $1,000 trade into 10K. It just makes your entries a lot better. And then SMTs will help with like confluence when we get to that, and fucking high time frame analysis kind of ties everything together. Um, and yeah, but so order blocks, what do they look like? But yeah, I mean, order blocks are definitely good for your fucking trading. I'm not gonna lie. Like, they are pretty damn useful. Okay, so that's, bro, I feel tired as hell, but I actually got good sleep last night, so that might just be me being a little wuss. But alright, so order blocks, it's literally, this would be the order block right here. You can see we're moving on an uptrend. So this right here, this low. So the last low, so the last red candle before a high, and then it would be for a downtrend, it would be the last high before a low. So the last green candle before a low. So that doesn't matter. What matters is the retrace. So the thing about, and this kind of differentiates order blocks from fair value gaps and all that, it doesn't matter literally because you're expecting you're expecting to already have a break of structure. That's the only time you use a concept like a fair value gap or an order block is if you've already had a break of structure. So say, please stop texting me. Okay, so say this was the last high, and boom, we have this here, we have a higher high, which is the break of structure, and then we are simply just entering if this candle goes to here, or if we have a fucking, I'm actually gonna get so mad. Why did my fucking toolbox disappear? Because now I have to go through all of this shit to get all this. Where's the trend line, bro? Here it is. Okay, so it doesn't matter if it's that or the wick. Obviously, are we trading on wicks? No, for the 50th time, we are trading on candle closure. So to simplify this, we'll go in here. So say this is the whole point of using an order block entry. So you're waiting for a retracement into the zone, which would be right here. So if you traded off of this right here, off of this break of structure, so you would get in on this candle. Say you just knew price was gravitating towards this high. Like say we're just betting on it to hit this high. So if we didn't have the order block, this would be what it looked like without the order block retracement. So you'd get on this break of structure candle right here where it closes, and then you're hitting take profit right here for what? $300 fucking dollars. $300 fucking, you couldn't pay me $300 to do anything. So let's think of that compared to if you're patient, which maybe that honestly might be what we do the psychology video on today is patience, because it would tie in pretty nice compared to if you wait for this order block retracement, you already got your break of structure that way. Then, holy shit, you just made $6,000 off of just waiting a few minutes. Like, let me see what we're doing here. See, it's that simple. So we'll just do a quick, please stop texting me, bro. We'll do a quick example of it on the bearish side, just because I could see people getting confused with this one, honestly, and I wouldn't blame you for getting a little confused. So that's green, and then red, red, delete these. Okay, so just imagine we already had a break of structure here, and then what is this candle gonna do? Fill this order block. You know what? We won't make you imagine it. You know what? We'll put the low candle right here. So this was the last low. And you see we broke structure, got a lower low, and then we got retracement to this order block, and then candle closed there. So what are we going to get out of this? Let's use our fucking heads. That's, apparently I'm not using my head because I couldn't find the thing. So let's use our fucking heads here. What do we get out of this order block? A better fucking entry where we can make more money. What's the point of this shit? To be a good trader, which inevitably leads to more money. So it's really not rocket science. You don't need to be a rocket scientist to get it. We'll just go straight over to the charts. I'm really hoping after that you could understand this. You know, if you have to, it's just like if you're in school, if you're actually trying. Fucking take notes while the teacher's talking. Do a little chart, you know, draw a little chart. That's what I used to do when I watched TJR's videos. Draw a little chart, do what they're doing, and maybe look it up on ChatGPT if you don't get it through this basic stuff, and then go do it yourself a little bit. It's not meant to be disrespectful, it's just to do it. Okay, so let's see. Oh, perfect fucking example here. Right here, what do we do? So we're going on a downtrend, and then whatever, we're still going lower. Oh, break structure with this candle right here. You know, you see we get a higher high. If you need to use lines, do that, which, like, right here. Man, I really gotta, I'm gonna look this up after, because this is so annoying not having my, like, yo, it's fucking back. Oh, no, never mind, that's the wrong one. But no. So, you see that we broke structure with this high here, and then what do we fucking do? Boom, right here, order block. And then what do? We filled that order block. So we're this doesn't matter. We're thinking right here. What do? We fill this order block with a wick, and then what do we do right after? Go up, up, up. A fuck ton. So, assuming you did that, assuming you got in on that trade off of that order block retracement. Oh, this is gonna piss me off not having my little menu here. But so you got in off of this order block retracement, which is right here. Which you could, honestly, you could argue that we already cleared out that liquidity. That's really up to like your personal diction at that point. But if you're thinking that we're going up just based off of this, if you think that, if you're scared, put it there. But if you really think that this is going to be the lowest low, then you could even put it up this close. And that's a ridiculous trade. That's fucking 17 grand. That's a ridiculous trade. 17 grand on what? 15 pips? That's fucking ridiculous. But that's the point of order blocks, to get these crazy trades. That's how you get these trades, because you're retracing to the lowest fucking point possible. Or, if you're on a downtrend, the highest point possible. That's why these are so good. That's why I get all my big trades off of our order block retracements. But no, let's go to another example, maybe a bigger example. Ooh, that would have been a good example. But even here, this is exactly how you'd actually put this trade together. Oh, that was on my OBS studio. That's great. Okay. Okay, so right here, you would see we re-entered that order block, last low before the high. And then, what do we do after we fill that? Go up. And then, okay, so then whatever. If you're really so once again, you could go there, or if you have a break of structure already, which we don't really have a break of structure here, but if you have a break of structure, you can assume that that order block is the lowest that price is going to go to. So then get your fucking fib out, draw 120% extension, and do we hit it? No. Why didn't we hit it? Because the 120% extension is from this move, not this move down here, this move here. Do we hit it? Just fucking wicked it. So your order would have gotten filled. So how much is that? Oh, $7,000 fucking dollar trade. Order blocks are fucking nuts. What can I tell you? So this one, once again, we filled this order block. Now you might get scared. You might be like, oh, it's not gonna hit. We broke structure. What is this? A fucking wick. It is not a candle, so it can't break structure. So this is a beautiful trade right here because draw out your little fib. Now I will be honest with you. It's not all fucking sunshine and rainbows. Like this is how. I don't know if I would trade this or not because we don't really have a shit ton of different biases aligned, but we do kind of know because high here. So we do get a break of structure here. So, the way I trade, I personally, where's closure? Right here, after we dip into that order block. So, I would put my stop loss right here because we also have a double low, kinda. So, I would probably, just to be safe, I would throw it at this last low over here. And then since we are in an uptrend, most people will take partials at return to 100%, but since we're on an uptrend, I personally never would. And then, what else do we have? We just reached, that's just numbers. Like, without any liquidity there, the fib is just numbers, which it's useful numbers, but you want an actual reaction because, look at this. Now, that's a crazy trade. That's, alright, not crazy, but that's a good trade. So, we do get like 3K off of that if you just take that. But you could also hold out, and realistically, I would. Okay, so if this was me trading, off of as soon as we get like a sign, especially with how high our return already was, we would close out about 50% up here probably. So we'd make like 3K there, and then we'd wait to close the rest. We wouldn't even care about this BOS shit here. We'd probably just close out right out, because this is technically an engulfing. So we'd close out the other 50% right here. So that's like a $5,000 trade. What's the point of order blocks? Get you higher returns on your trades. That simple. So let's go to another one. Do we retrace? Not really. Wouldn't take that one. See, if I was like a bullshitter, I would like make up some fucking trade idea and act like this retraced when it. Oh wait, actually, fuck, it might have. Actually, wait a second. Let's see. Because when you're doing order blocks, the wicks do count towards it. Which I still wouldn't. I wouldn't, if I was trading, I wouldn't treat this as an order block retracement, just because it's not really super deep. But if I was like some fucking bullshitter, I could be like, yeah, you could have taken that for fucking $12,000. No, no. I would never realistically take that trade. And that's something you just gotta like be okay with as a trader. You have to understand it's better to miss out on some big trades than trade everything and drain your fucking account, which isn't fun. Which I actually haven't done that, which I'm pretty happy about. So, break of structure? Fuck no. But, wait. Right here, we broke structure to the downside. Lower low. And then what do we do? What do we do? Anyone want to answer that question? Retrace. We actually have a cluster here. So you could judge this order block right here as a retrace. You could judge this one here if you really wanted to. This is, okay, so this one right here, it's the actual important one. But what does this wick do right here? Take out the liquidity. If price went to that area, the liquidity is cleared out. So now the actual important order block is right here. What do? Retrace to that without taking that out. So where can you put your position in? Right here. Draw your fib. right here. This is the lowest retrace. So you have this 120% extension right here. And where would I personally take partials out here? I think I just drew that there. I hope. Otherwise, that's gonna suck not having that the next day. But no. So we have this here. We're gonna move the fib actually because it's low-key getting in my way. Okay, so right here, no break of structure. Still no technical break of structure. So we would just hold our position until this 120% mark, to be honest with you. And it would hit, I think. Let me check, just in case, because I don't want to be bullshitting here. Bullshitting on the internet, whoever heard of that? But no. So this is, where did we get the retrace? Okay, so we got it right here. So would we? I think on something, especially with order block retracements, it's so deep already, it's not really worth risking getting wicked out just to have a little bit tighter of a stop loss. So I would just put it here personally. And then you have, if you want a partial here, you could. But once again, you can't get scared during this shit because do we actually break structure at all? No. So then we dip all the way down to here, and do we hit the 120%? Yes. You could argue there's a micro BOS there that you could get on. Still $1,500 and 2,700 there. So I mean, can't be too mad. But we'll do one more example and then let y'all do your fucking homework. Okay, this is beautiful. We have a lot of order block retracements in here. So first off, retrace to this order block. I like using red colors for bearish stuff and green colors for bullish stuff. That's just me because I'm not a fucking weirdo. Don't retrace there. And then as you can see, high here, low here. We already got this break of structure with this high, so what are we waiting for? Order block retracement, right there. So, boom, right here, we retrace to this order block. And then, fuck, bro, tired. Longs. Okay, so we retrace to this order block here, and then where do we want to get in? We'll just assume that we got in right on this right here. So if we're retracing to this order block, we could justifiably place that there. But once again, it's already so deep, there's no point in really like digging that far for that little bit of extra profit. So go there, fib here, boom, here, here. Like, it's literally price avidly seeks out these points. So if you haven't understood that yet, then that's an issue. So before we even get this break of structure here, we already wicked it out. So if you placed your position, as you can see by the chart literally going there and showing on the position that it takes it out, that is a 383. Almost like market fucking works this way for a reason. 4K right there. So pretty basic video. If you need me to make a part 2, just say that shit. If not, then your fucking homework tonight. Spot. We're not going to just say spot order blocks, because what the fuck are you going to do with an order block if it's not in context? Nothing. So spot 5 breaks of structure. Spot 5 uptrends with a break of structure that leads to an order block retracement. So like this one, high here, low here, higher high here, and then we dip into this order block. So do shit like that. Then find 5 like short positions where it does that. This one wouldn't be a good example of that. Let's see. Low. Alright, so we get this higher high, or I mean lower high, lower low. What do? Retrace to this order block. So find 5 like that where it's a downtrend, and then we get a break of structure, and then we get the fucking order block retracement. Find 5 of those, and then extra credit. Let's beef it up. If you guys really want to be tryhards at this shit, make 5 trade ideas based off of this concept, which this is a pretty easy trade idea concept. It's literally just break of structure followed by an order block fucking retracement. Obviously it has to be like with the trend, so figure that in. Don't lose $1,700 from not following the trend like I did, and have a good one.